Hi everyone, it is Thursday and what's turned out to be a pretty nice day in the neighborhood. Not that I would really know a whole lot about it, being confined to my space, which fortunately has a little room inside to stretch my legs. Everyone's still and will be for the next at least month or longer working from home as they have been and as was successfully done to get out today's edition of the Sagersville Independent. And we hope you pick one up. Even though there's not a lot going on in sports, our sports section was full of updates and other information. And we're looking at doing some other things that a different take on some things that we would normally be doing this time of year, and some very special reports in the newspaper that we hope you'll have. Well, you will have a little more time perhaps to sit and enjoy and read, and we hope to bring you, of course, other important information as I do nightly here on the program. We will have the governor's update in just a few moments, headlines as well. It's been a relatively quiet day here locally, which is a good thing, which has also allowed me to continue implementing some other equipment and devices to continue to allow us to do our remote operations and some other things that needed to be done here, general maintenance, but we still have a lot of news. As for the local update, Mayor Pete Shepard, Public Health Director, no positive cases in Montgomery County to report again today. We hope that that will continue to be the case at some point. I do honestly, wholeheartedly, and sincerely believe, as much as I dread it, that we will have a different announcement in regards to that. Maybe not, but I suspect that each of Kentucky's counties will have that announcement. 70, I think, estimated right now by my calculations out of Kentucky's 120 counties, well, more than half already with confirmed cases. And we expect, of course, to continue to see it spread. Remember, the peak for Kentucky estimated to be more than 40 days away. Locally, though, no positive cases in Montgomery County. We'll go through the rest of the state and eastern Kentucky numbers in just a few moments. Also, only very few calls today had to be made to the local authorities in regards to individuals trying to crowd at stores and trying to go in with more than one individual and not following guidelines, which, of course, the mayor and judge set forth here on the program just a few nights ago, but all in all, they said it went relatively smoothly today. We are glad to hear that. Now, the very next place I need to go is the following report. I had last night, the contrary to which, and it made no sense at the time to me nor anyone else, and apparently that has finally been bestowed upon the IRS, which last night, after I told my audience out there just the opposite, reversed its course and backed up and backtracked and is going to do away with that controversial requirement on Social Security recipients getting their stimulus checks having to file an income tax return, even though otherwise they would not have to. That was the guideline we had as of last night at 6:15, after they first said that Social Security recipients would have to file a simple tax return, even though they normally don't, in order to get those stimulus checks. Well, they now say that the payment will be automatic to those senior citizens, those in Social Security and other benefits, without doing so. They already had their information. I do not understand why it ever became an issue in the first place. But nevertheless, Social Security recipients who are not typically required to file a tax return will get your payment directly to your bank account. I'm glad to report. It would have just been a big burden on retired seniors and those with disabilities and others, and we are glad to see that that has been reversed. So, significant announcement there. Another significant announcement worldwide, we have surpassed the 1 million mark in regards to coronavirus cases. Over 51,000 people have died around the globe, and the United States, as it was 4 days now, and perhaps will continue to remain so, leads the world with confirmed cases at 234,000 confirmed cases, and 5,600 Americans have died as a result, while U.S. jobless claims soared to 6.65 million. Unemployment rates in Kentucky also as well following on the same path or trajectory. I have that number for you in just a few moments. Real quickly, as we await the governor's remarks, I'll have those prepared in just a few seconds. Of course, last evening we left you with 680 cases in Kentucky confirmed since then. The first case has been confirmed in Carter County. The third case confirmed in Laurel County. Of course, the Boyd County area already seeing positive cases. Now 5 new cases in Boyd County. A Pulaski County death, the first death in eastern Kentucky that we know of. And actually, it was a cancer survivor who died. 62-year-old David Pittman has been identified by local officials there as the first in the region to die from COVID-19. 20 deaths thus far. That number is, of course, expected to rise tonight and each night thereafter. We'll have the governor's tally in just a few moments. I can tell you real quickly before I go to our first break, Kentucky's budget has passed. The General Assembly last night approved a 1-year instead of the normal 2-year state budget. It will essentially maintain the cost of government spending at its current levels. It also does eliminate pay raises that the governor had fought for and wanted for our school teachers and state employees. It also does allow some certain state contributions to the teacher pension system to be cut as would be deemed necessary if income or revenue for the state falls below projections to the tune of 5% or more, but we do have a budget in place. Local news in just a second. There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And just in time for warm weather, they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. Times have changed, now and suddenly more than ever. Our lobbies might be closed, but the Sagersville National Bank wants to remind our customers that we're still here, we're still working to provide our community with as many services as possible. During this time especially, we encourage all of our customers to take advantage of all the options we offer to manage your accounts from the convenience of your home. 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, 24-hour telephone banking, remote deposit, automatic loan payments, and wire transfers are also still available to our customers. And we're still here during our normal hours. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5. And the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations.
With the power to bring us together even when we're far apart, we keep families connected. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Creekside Stitching and Feed is the place to go for all of your custom embroidery needs. Shirts, caps, jackets, and more. And they've got the best prices on value-packed dog food, blue ribbon beef mix, kickin' chicken, and shell and cracked corn. And premium quality gates, hay rings, and bunk feeders, plus metal carports and garages as low as $1,400 installed. For all of your embroidery, feed, and farm supplies, Creekside Stitching and Feed, 1 mile up Bear Branch off of Route 30. Magoffin County Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration with professional, licensed, and certified commercial and residential service technicians that can maintain and repair all manufacturers with new and old installation and financing available. Serving Magoffin, Morgan, Lawrence, Martin, Johnson, Floyd, and Breathitt counties. Magoffin County Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration, 349-1058 or 225-6779. I'm still awaiting further details. I may have some before I leave you, but I can confirm through a couple of different sources that a shooting took place on the campus of the Big Sandy Community and Technical College earlier today, and an investigation is ongoing. We are still awaiting some further details. It was believed to have happened earlier today, and the president and CEO of Big Sandy Community and Technical College confirming what we had earlier heard before that, saying that she was saddened to have to report that a tragedy indeed had happened on the Prestonsburg campus earlier today. The police investigation ongoing, but a shooting happening in the parking lot of the Big Sandy Community and Technical College. No other details, she said, were available, except to say that this was a police matter and they would be releasing more information as it came available. One of our representatives who was in the area earlier today said that they had reason to believe that the victim was a female and that it happened closer to the walking trail area, which of course goes around the campus and around the parking lot. Again, no other details available at this hour. Also in the news, a Pike County woman. Her body found after her boyfriend confessed to authorities in another state. He's now facing murder and other serious charges as funeral services are being made in her honor. The woman was identified as 35-year-old Jody L. Stapleton of Shelbyana in Pike County. Her body found at a home in Menifee County after her boyfriend from Menifee County confessed to authorities in South Carolina. Stapleton was reported missing on Monday and at the time was only listed as last being seen driving her black SUV in Menifee County, which is around 20-25 miles or so out of Moorhead. Anthony D. Hall, 35, of Menifee County in Wellington, was arrested in Spartanburg County, South Carolina last night, and after which he confessed to killing Stapleton. Her body was then found after he gave authorities, first in South Carolina, who then related to Kentucky State Police, details about where he hid her body, also indicating that he had burned her vehicle in an effort to conceal the murder and crime as well. He's thus far charged with first-degree murder and tampering with physical evidence, while the investigation, at the behest of Kentucky State Police out of Post 8 in Moorhead, continues. A quick community calendar, starting off with a very important announcement from some very important folks in our community. An update from the Water into Wine Food Pantry over at the Lakefront Church of God. They were open today and distributing an amazing job those ladies and gentlemen are doing for our community and the services they are providing, especially now. And they'll be open again next Wednesday on the 8th with some new guidelines and directives for distribution of their food. So this is how it's going to work next Wednesday from 9 until noon. You have to write your name, your full name, and a big marker if you can, big enough to read through your windshield, place it in your window. Volunteers will come out, they'll record your name. If you're in a car, they can no longer put your food in the back seat. It will have to be placed in the trunk of that vehicle. Make sure you stay inside. And if you're in a pickup truck, they'll place it in the bed of your pickup truck at curbside. So just watch for the volunteers and watch for their instructions, and remember to stay at least 6 feet apart at all times. Stay in your vehicle. It's for their safety and certainly yours as well. So that's going to be the standard operation procedure for the time being at the Water into Wine Food Pantry. They hope to see you next Wednesday. And we hope to see any calendar announcement that any of you may have here on our program every weeknight at 6 and 11, of course, on Howard's Cable and Foothills Communications. Also, the following mornings at 7 and 9 on Foothills Communications as well, in case you missed it or just, love the show so good you want to see it again. Here's how you get calendar announcements, including birthdays and anniversaries, on Your News Today. Turning to funeral service announcements, one listing this evening. It's in honor of 47-year-old Bessie Joseph Reisner of Sagersville, who passed away Tuesday of this week. Born in Indiana to Teddy Marshall and Sylvia Ware Joseph. Survivors include her husband, Paul Reisner, and sons Joshua Neal and Christopher Daniel Reisner, both of Sagersville. Also a brother, Terry Joseph, and 3 grandchildren. A private graveside service for immediate family only, per COVID-19 pandemic, will be held this Saturday from the Boone Howard Cemetery at Punchin. With decades of experience and happy customers all over Kentucky, All Pro Gutter Works and Construction is now proud to offer long-term and 0% financing on their home improvements and home construction. That's new windows and floors, new bathrooms and kitchens, new roofs, siding, decks and porches, new turnkey homes and offices, and of course, continuous guttering in 21 colors. Locally, family owned and operated, and waiting on your next project and phone call. All Pro Gutter Works. If your spring projects include gravel, rock, sand, or drainage pipe, your dollar will go farther at Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply here in Sayersville. It's always in stock and ready for pickup and delivery. And now there's 2 locations for all of your feed and farm needs. Tomahawk has the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on all pet and livestock feed, gates, fencing, and everything your farm needs. In Sayersville off 114 at Red Light number 4, and in West Liberty on Liberty Road behind the Ford store. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by. For huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. Car accidents don't stop. Accidents at work don't stop. Disability and SSI cases don't stop. Your legal needs and concerns don't stop for the coronavirus, and neither does McFarland and Tinker. They are open, able to schedule appointments per CDC guidelines, and always available for telephone and video conferences. Please, be safe, be smart, stay home, and don't let your legal needs fall victim to the pandemic. Call McFarland and Tinker and let them take care of them for you. A message from the Fraser's Prater Drug Store and Seasonal Shop families. Prater Drug wants you to know that you can now call, use Facebook, or use our Refill RX app to get your prescriptions refilled. And the drugstore also has designated curbside pickup parking in front of and behind the store. Simply call 349-3135. And at the Seasonal Shop, they're still posting new arrivals and taking orders with free shipping on most everything anywhere in the entire United States. And they're offering scheduled curbside pickup. Just message them on Facebook, Instagram, or email at seasonalshop@yahoo.com. Fraser's Prater Drug Store and the Seasonal Shop says let's all do what we can to help and protect our neighbors and loved ones. Come to Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville and get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications, and immune system boosters, all from the safety and comfort of your own vehicle, either in their drive-thru or with their new curbside service. You can also call ahead or just download the MyGNP app, that's Good Neighbor Pharmacy, and refill and manage your prescriptions right from your device, helping you and yours stay healthy and safe. Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville, 349-4400. We knew beforehand that he was going to be making the statement as he informed superintendents of all Kentucky schools earlier today. Governor Beshear requesting a conference call with them earlier today ahead of his 5 o'clock update, in which he told them that classes need to remain closed and out until the 1st of May, essentially another month from now. Students will be expected to continue operating under NTI days, which were extended indefinitely and an unlimited number given already, but class called off for the next month at least, which does, of course, put further into question a whole lot of things, such as, of course, senior trip, prom, things of that nature, which are looking less possible as each day passes. But we'll talk about that. And I'm told by Superintendent Scott Helton relatively soon, in the next week or two, there could be some sort of final decision made about the end of school and how they will continue to operate. Remember, even though McGough County schools are officially on spring break next week, no one really getting to enjoy it in a normal fashion. The delivery of meals and lunches with the breakfast for the following day will continue to all McGough County students throughout next week. But next week, technically spring break, so no NTI days, very importantly. We had 680 confirmed cases last evening at this time. The governor outlining the most recent numbers in tonight's update. Before the governor gave us the updated numbers, he outlined their reporting process and how they are trying every effort to be as accurate as possible, but to be as timely as possible. And in doing so, in auditing yesterday's numbers, they reduced yesterday's number, the total count, by 10, reducing to 670 total cases before today, with another 100 cases reported this afternoon.
And so our number of new cases today is 100. So added to that 670, our official number of cases in Kentucky today is 770. And yes, if you called the labs, they would have different numbers. And yes, if you call local health departments, they will have different numbers. There's only one place that you can get the official state numbers, and we are doing our best with all of those groups out there to get them to you every day as accurately as we can. Now, 100 is a lot of cases, but again, it's not 1.5 times what we had yesterday. It's not 2 times what we had yesterday. So we know we are in the slope that is increasing. These are type of numbers that we expect. In fact, we would expect bigger numbers.
In going through those numbers, he said 28 of those 100 cases were in Jefferson County, 6 in Christian, 5 in Kenton, 4 in Fayette, 2 from Davis and McCracken, and 1 in several other counties, including Menifee and Pulaski County. But today was the toughest day thus far, with the governor having to report that 11 more Kentuckians have lost their lives to COVID-19. He also did say that all but one of those 11 did have some underlying health issues, which also, with the combination of COVID-19, would have contributed to their death. In some other announcements, he confirmed that schools will be out until the 1st of May at least. He also issued another executive order saying that anyone from out of state traveling to Kentucky from anywhere must quarantine for 14 days. Also, per executive order, no overnight stays at any of our state parks, campgrounds, or lodges. A lot of reports from individuals from New York and many other states coming to Kentucky, as well as I'm sure other states, but to campgrounds to try to get away from hotspots in their own respective state, and he hopes that will isolate a portion of that problem. He is also moving ahead with plans to convert a portion of the Louisville Fairgrounds to a 2,000-bed field hospital should the need arise, and that they are also commuting the sentence of at least 186 C and D felons who met the criteria as being possibly vulnerable or more vulnerable to the COVID-19, releasing them essentially on parole, with possibly another 700 also included in that announcement. And with that, let's go to your Licking Valley RECC outlook, which is looking pretty nice. Yeah, there's some sun, there's some clouds, but there's also a pretty nice weekend that lies ahead, starting with a cooler than what was expected Friday right in front of us. For the rest of this evening, we'll continue to fall temperature-wise down to around 35. That puts us in a patchy frost category, mainly after 5 a.m., lingering for several hours thereafter. Mostly clear skies tonight, sure a bit cooler, but it's going to be a nice end to what's been a really nice day. And we've got some more nice days, fortunately, coming at us in the forecast. We'll take anything nice we can get at this point, news or otherwise. And tomorrow we'll take a 66-degree Friday. I know we had hoped for maybe the low 70s at the end of the work week. I was teasing it was a good day to maybe play hooky tomorrow. It still is if you can do it. I'm just saying it won't be in the 70s. We'll be here with you tomorrow night. 66 sunny degrees tomorrow. Nighttime lows should be just a degree or two better, keeping us still with the possibility of some frost late tomorrow night at 36, still mostly clear skies. And that means frost will linger into the first of your weekend, where we will hit the 70s and where we do have a pretty nice Saturday and Sunday ahead of us. So a little patchy frost early to start off the weekend. Otherwise sunny and right at 70 degrees on your Saturday. We do have a few clouds late Saturday night with some patchy fog and mostly cloudy skies. Lows a little more comfortable at 42, staying out of the 30s. And then for your Sunday, I think we'll have some partly sunny skies. We'll also see the 70s hang on to the tune of 72 degrees. But we do see a chance of showers. Right now, the window pretty much between 10 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, to the tune of about a 30% chance during the day on Sunday, and lingering lesser shower chances for the rest of the evening on Sunday as well. So not a washout, maybe not even any rain at all, but a slight chance of some showers for the latter half of your weekend, and 72 degrees. And that's kind of a pattern. From there on, we're going to see a little sun and a lot of 70s. Monday, 73, 54 for the low, partly sunny. Shower chances stick with us all week long. 30% Monday, Tuesday, 72. More clouds than sun, mostly cloudy, and a 50% chance. Wednesday, mid-70s, partly sunny, and a 40% chance. Less sun, more clouds. Thursday with 74 degrees and a 70% chance of showers. Well, that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Please stay in, stay safe, and stay tuned. And I'll see you back here tomorrow night.